Scene 1. Return to the Crystal Palace. The royal gates opened slowly, their carved ivory patterns glittering under torchlight. Princess Amaka of Asuofia, draped in a flowing white and gold beadwork gown, stepped down from the chariot. Her reflection shimmered in the crystal floor beneath her feet. 10 years had passed since her exile. 10 years since betrayal had driven her family apart. The once-spirited girl had returned as a woman of quiet fire. The palace guards lined up in 2 rows, armored in gold-rimmed leopard fur and black crystal shields. At the center stood their new captain, Kato. He bowed low, his broad shoulders tense, his bearded jaw clenched with discipline. Amaka's gaze lingered. There was something in his eyes. Strength, yes, but also a strange ache, like a storm behind calm water. "Welcome home, Your Grace," he said, his deep voice steady. "The palace has missed your light." Amaka smiled faintly. "Has it? I only see dust and memory." Kato did not answer. He simply led her through the halls, silent, every step echoing like distant thunder. As they passed beneath chandeliers of diamond flame, Amaka's heart tightened. Her father's throne, empty, her mother's portrait, veiled in silk. She had returned to reclaim her name, but she did not expect to find herself drawn to the one sworn to guard her. Scene 2. The Oath of the Guard. Days passed like whispers. The city rejoiced at her return, yet the palace murmured with politics. At dawn, the captain knelt before her throne, renewing his oath. "By the crystals of Asuofia, by the blood of the ancestors, I pledge my life to guard you from blade and betrayal." His head remained bowed. Amaka looked down at him, at the man whose presence unsettled her peace. "And what of your heart, Captain?" she asked softly. "Do you guard that too?" He hesitated, a flicker of something raw crossing his face. "My heart, Your Grace, belongs to no one." The words were firm, but his voice trembled ever so slightly. She smiled almost sadly. "Then it is already taken." From that day, Amaka began to test him. Little questions, subtle smiles, stolen glances in moonlit halls. Kato resisted them all, but inside his armor began to crack. Scene 3. The Balcony at Dusk. One evening after court, Amaka stepped onto the balcony overlooking the city. Below, lanterns glowed like fallen stars. Kato stood nearby, ever watchful. "Do you ever tire of duty?" she asked, turning to him. "Of standing guard while others live their stories?" He met her gaze, the amber light catching the sharp lines of his face. "My duty is my story. And if your heart wished for another," he hesitated, "then it would be betrayal." Amaka walked closer. The scent of her perfume, gardenia and royal incense, surrounded him. "Not all betrayal is evil, Kato. Some is merely human." Their eyes met, and in that fragile silence, the air between them shimmered, like the moment before lightning touches earth. But then she stepped back. "Good night, Captain." Kato bowed deeply, though his heartbeat thundered like war drums. Scene 4. The Masked Gala. A week later came the Crystal Gala, a royal event where nobles wore jeweled masks and danced until dawn. Amaka descended the grand staircase in a flowing gown of gold and white crystals, her afro adorned with feathers and beads. The crowd gasped. The lost princess was radiant once more. Kato watched from afar, his jaw tight. He was forbidden to dance, yet his eyes followed her every movement. Then during the second waltz, a masked stranger approached Amaka. He bowed deeply. "May I have this dance, princess?" His voice, low, familiar. She froze. It was Kato. They danced beneath chandeliers of pure diamond light, bodies close but hearts aflame with restraint. "You break your own rules, Captain," she whispered. "For tonight I am no captain," he murmured back. "Just a man, hopelessly lost." The orchestra swelled. Her fingers brushed his, sending sparks through them both. When the music ended, they stood too close, breathing the same trembling air. But before anything more could pass between them, the court minister's voice boomed. "Traitors approach! The border rebels have breached the southern gate." Chaos erupted. Kato released her hand and barked orders to his men, the moment gone like shattered glass. Scene 5. Fire in the Garden. That night, the rebels' attack spread fire through the outer gardens. Flames reflected on the crystal walls like molten jewels. Amaka, defying orders, ran into the chaos to save a trapped servant. Kato found her amid the smoke, his coat scorched, eyes wild with fear. "Are you trying to die, Your Grace?" he shouted, grabbing her arm. "I couldn't leave them," she cried. He pulled her close, shielding her with his own body as debris fell. For the first time, she felt his heart against hers. Fierce, alive, trembling. "If anything happens to you," he whispered harshly, "I'll never forgive myself." "Then stop fighting what's already happened," she breathed. "Your heart chose long ago." Their lips nearly met, but the palace bells rang again. The battle demanded him. He let her go, eyes blazing. "When this is over," he said, "I'll tell you everything." Scene 6. The Confession. The next evening, the city quieted after victory. Kato found her alone in the royal gardens, the fountains glimmering with moonlight. He approached silently. "I once swore never to love a royal," he began. "The last time I did, she used me, a soldier's heart for a throne's game. I told myself love was weakness." Amaka turned to him, her eyes soft. "And now? Now I see it was strength I feared." He stepped closer, removing his leopard fur cloak, wrapping it gently around her shoulders. "Amaka, you have become my vow, my truth." Her breath trembled. "And you, Kato, my courage." He touched her face, fingers trembling. The kiss that followed was not rushed nor desperate. It was the slow bloom of something ancient. Two souls recognizing themselves. Scene 7. The throne and the heart. Dawn broke in amber light over the city. The council gathered for Amaka's coronation. As the crown was placed upon her head, her eyes found Kato's across the hall. For one heartbeat, the world stilled. But love within royalty is rarely simple. Rumors spread, ministers whispered. The captain and the queen. A scandal. Kato offered to resign. "Let me leave before they turn you against me." Amaka shook her head. "You are not my scandal, Kato. You are my choice." She took his hand before the court, bold, defiant. "Let Asuofia know its queen stands beside a man of honor." The room fell silent. Then slowly applause rose, hesitant at first, then thunderous. The city outside erupted in celebration. In that moment, the crystal palace blazed with sunlight, every wall reflecting gold, every heart awakened. Epilogue. And so, the lost princess reclaimed her throne, not through conquest, but through love. For in Asuofia, where crystal catches the sun, even hearts once hardened by duty can shine again. Together, Amaka and Kato rebuilt the realm, not as queen and guard, but as two souls who learned that love, when pure, is the brightest jewel of all. Thank you for your audience. Like, subscribe for more content, and your feedback is appreciated.